looks like we're up and running again. How fantastic.
I can't believe people are going to try to pirate us and cyberbully us, try to take us off, all the
As
hackers.
soon as we go live, huh?
They knew we had a message to spread.
Oh, yeah, we gonna spread it good.
We're gonna
Welcome
spread
in
it.
to Redskin Hangover. I'm Collin Shoot. Nick Webster, we made it despite the early technical troubles. Somebody hacking into our Redskin database. We get it. We're gonna change the name, all right? Jeez. Nick, what's up, man?
Hey, I don't know. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to see your face again.
Yeah.
I'm excited for hopefully some football. I don't know. It looks a little bit more promising. I'm a little more optimistic that things are happening this time.
Are you more optimistic because there are live sports a bubbling?
I have not actually watched any live sports yet. I'm not on the train yet. Are you watching them?
Yeah, what are you doing? There's nothing else to do.
I don't know.
Of course, I'm desperate to watch a Nationals 4-1 game that got rained out in a lightning. It wasn't even a delay. It was just an end. Lightning, game over. Looks like the Yankees are up again, 3-2 right now on the Nats. But yeah, I was excited. Baseball is lower on the totem pole for me, but I do enjoy it from time to time, especially playoff baseball. And I mean, come on, riding that championship, the World Series champions. You gotta get on that. That's some good DC juju. So yeah, I was excited about the first game, and I'll tell you this: a 60-game season. I'm not a purist. I think it should always be a 60-game season. Like, to me, that's exciting. You know, it's rolling already. You start losing a couple games.
Well, let me ask
trouble.
you this then, because you're kind of the target person that they would be wanting to attract.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody with baseball not too high up on their sports list, would a 60-game season invite you to participate more and watch the games a little bit closer?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'm interested in this season, very much so. It's weird without fans there.
Yeah.
It felt really empty. Like I had my beer, I was set up, I put my feet up, I was ready to relax, I was leaning back, turned on the game, and goddamn, it was a little empty.
So there's no fans. There's nothing.
No.
Not box seaters, not those millionaires that are sitting there watching the game.
Well, the Nationals didn't do this, but the Dodgers at their stadium, they have a bunch of cardboard cutouts right behind the umpire. So it gives you the illusion that the fans are there. And I might be mistaken, but I think the fans paid to have their faces on these cardboard cutouts.
Wow.
That's what somebody told me. I could be wrong, but
Anyway,
anyway, it was weird, man. It was very eerie, I have to say, to see these cutouts. Where it did work is when they throw that pitch, though, and you're focused in on the ball. Oh, boy. Somebody's screaming. Bloody murder. That means there's a cockroach probably running around. Yeah. And I'm the cockroach catch master, but la 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 la.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's Candace.
I got a story.
I haven't tied her up or anything, don't worry, it's just a cockroach. Anyway,
Collin, we had a moment, Kira and I. We're in our apartment complex.
Yeah.
We're sitting in our bedroom because that's what has the AC right now, and she sees something goes by, and she says goes by the bedroom door. She says, "Honey, can you go check that out?" And I said, which is never good, you know. But at that point, it's best if I don't ask questions and just go on
Yeah.
with naivete, you know, just ignorance of what's. Yeah, sure, honey. I'll go look for it. You know, whatever happens.
Me man,
Um,
yes. Let me grab a stick.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's like torch and stick. I'm ready to battle.
And raid.
Um, and that is a part of me that clicks in too. When you're on like a mouse or a bug hunt, there is something very primal that just comes out of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like I when I step on a bug, I unfortunately I don't just step on it. I try to like plunge it through my floor to like 2 floors down.
Like in Princess and the Frog when he steps on that like lightning bug, it's like, like no, no.
I want to make it quick and I want to make it fast, and I don't no
Uh,
shadow of a doubt.
I'm pretty
All right.
good at saving the spiders.
Okay,
I like to
that's good.
save them. I take them outside, let them play with the mosquitoes, do their
Okay.
job. Circle of life. But yeah, no, the roaches. It's all about how can I kill this thing?
Yeah.
Like yeah,
Yeah.
there's the part of your brain that just shuts off of any feeling, and you're like, no, we're
I
gonna
have to
kill you.
go kill a monster. Yeah, a monster
Yeah,
that's threatening
right.
my wife
My
and family.
existence, these
Uh-huh.
germs, I could get sick. They could be
Mm-hmm.
carrying the virus.
If I don't get it, it's gonna get me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
So
real competitive mentality.
I go down the hall. I look into the kitchen, you know. I see a real little guy. Take care of him. Something's not adding up, Colin. It's just it's not right. Doesn't feel right. I turn the corner and I see this behemoth of a moth just fluttering in the hallway right
Yeah.
by where the bedroom door is.
Yeah.
Um, and I hear, Nick, and now I'm not fully understanding what's going on. So she shuts the bedroom door just in time. There is a flying cockroach that whose body is literally the size of a Bic lighter, you know, like three
Yeah. Like
chapsticks
a
that are
water
all
bug.
glued
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Water bug?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Those
know,
are the size
Colin.
we have, but they don't fly.
This one's flapping around. I don't know what to do. I wasn't expecting it to fly. All I can say is, oh God, oh God. With Kira behind the door, only hearing this. But then I
Dear
got my
Lord.
tools and I found my stick, and Caveman Nick came
Yeah.
to the party.
Nice.
And with a broom, which the broom was actually in the hallway that the bug was. So the bug had cornered off my main point of attack. So I had to get the Swiffer handle, bat this massive cockroach who knew my name, started telling me my security code, my numbers, all that stuff. Got him down, got to my weapon of choice,
I thought
finished
they
the
were just
job.
sending those guys in Portland. That's disgusting. Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, Candace literally. I mean, you heard her. She screams like bloody murder when she sees one. Um,
Are you going to face the backlash for not running out to go handle that?
no, we already got into a
Okay.
discussion last night. Um, I was trying to do a meditation, and then I just hear, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" and I could tell she was like trying to keep calm because she knew what I was doing, and I'm like, I gotta go out there. Now I hear though if you smash them, it leaves their pheromones out, and it attracts more. I try to capture them in a jar, um, poison and drown them, and then dump them down my toilet as to avoid.
Wow.
It's apparently not really working. We don't get the little ones that get in your food or anything, thank God. It's just these big behemoth Bic lighter bugs.
Wow.
In the summer, it just they're coming through the pipes. I make it
Yeah.
sound like they're just running around behind me right now. Like
Yeah.
one's gonna crawl on my face.
Hello, Colin. I'd like to say something on your
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah. I'm clean. I'm clean. We're clean household.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
It's
about it.
disgusting.
Yep. So 15 minutes before any real football talk. It's good. That might be a hangover record right there.
Anyway, speaking of eerie, yeah, Nick, you got to turn on some baseball. I think it's weird, the cardboard cutouts. It gives you a crazy illusion that someone's there with you. Because I will say it does feel weird when no one's in the stands. So
Yeah.
when you're focusing on the ball and you see that ball go through the strike zone, you're only seeing the peripheral of these cardboard cutouts, which gives you this feeling of happiness and warmth. I will say they
Huh.
must have done studies or something because it did give me this like psychological feeling of comfort and nostalgia that like, all right, someone's there. But when you look directly into the cardboard, you're like, shit, we've just been reduced to cardboard? This is terrible. Like, what is this?
I guess especially in baseball, it's the joy of the people watching. You know, you eat your hot dog, you look around the stadium. The jumbotron, they're getting people kissing, people slobbering, people with revealing clothes or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I think baseball is probably the sport that you want to be in attendance. You know, it changes the whole atmosphere. You know, it's much more exciting.
You
Yeah.
want to catch the T-shirt. I always
Yeah.
want to catch the T-shirt.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's an XL. I'm in.
What are you
My
eating?
way.
Are you a hot dog? Are you going cotton candy?
Look, so when I go to, I love going to baseball games. Actually, I don't really enjoy the sport of baseball. I love going to the single A, the double A, where you can go on like dollar hot dog night, where beers are actually $6 or $7.
So you're just in it for the crappy food.
And the T-shirt. I want the T-shirt cannon. Me. I don't even know the name of the team, and I'm like, oh, I've been a fan forever, for years. Throw me the
Wow,
T-shirt,
you're
damn
that
it.
guy. Wow.
I'm in. Yeah.
Wow, that's embarrassing.
I would not ever take an item from a child, though, which is why when I go in there, I specifically don't sit next to any children so that doesn't come up. I
Because
prevent
there's no
that
stopping
topic.
you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you'll
Exactly.
just bowl them out of the way.
I try to go for the older people who might be a little slower getting out of their seat on a fly ball, you know.
See, this is why I'm afraid to share my VR set with you. Because I feel like you're going to be breaking windows, smashing my monitor. Like, you're going to have that roach mentality and the baseball mentality combined, where you're like, I've got to survive. It's me against you. And then you're like, I got to get this kid out of the way. Fuck it, anything I need to do. Broken window.
Yeah. Colin, I didn't break your window. I destroyed a monster in the game. You have to see it from my perspective, Colin.
Now, speaking of screaming, so I'm playing Half-Life Alex, and I've never screamed more in my life. So while she's in there screaming about roaches, I'm like, ah! Genuine terror, Nick. This game presents genuine terror.
So hold on. Half-Life Alex is the virtual reality first-person shooting game with your VR set?
Yeah, it's the version of Valve's Half-Life. Yeah, in VR.
Sounds
It's a
intense.
complete environment. Yeah, it's very tense. It's somewhere between sci-fi and horror, and it's pretty funny too. Like you're constantly talking and communicating to Mary from Flight of the Conchords.
Flight of the Conchords, Mary.
What's that guy's name?
Present.
I don't remember. Yeah, Present.
Oh yeah.
He's in everything. He's in a lot more than Flight of the Conchords, but it's great. Yeah, it's fantastic. But I can only play it for about an hour at a time because I'm completely and utterly terrified of these head crabs that jump out at you. They have like it looks like crabs. They've got like hairs on their arms. You're walking through like a long dark corridor and something scurries across the room. And then it tries to suck your brains out.
So,
That's just one thing.
your brain is so frazzled by how this game is engineered that you can only play it for about an hour at a time. Is that right?
Yeah, it's true. Like 2 hours max. Um, and then I'm exhausted. I'm sweating. I'm standing up, throughout this whole process.
Gotcha.
I'm ducking. I'm shooting, guards. Um, I'm
Wow.
climbing my way through this spore-ridden hellhole hotel, trying not to get my face eaten off. Um, and I'm literally screaming like a girl. Uh, so yeah, it's a real blow to the ego.
I remember though you had said before you even got this, you said that you were probably going to scream. I mean, you
Yeah,
predicted that this was going to be the outcome.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so good foresight, I guess. Good awareness
yeah,
beforehand.
yeah. And I'm not a screamer. I don't scream in scary movies. I'm not
He's
like.
not a screamer, everybody. Stop sending us emails about it. He's not.
I
Okay?
swear to God, I'm not a screamer. Um,
Just spiking.
yeah. So live sports, Nick. I don't know. I'm excited. I know it's just baseball, but hey, at least DC has some team to be proud of. Two teams to be proud of. Hey, three, because the Wizards made the playoffs and they're coming back.
They're in the bubble, baby. They're in the bubble.
That's hilarious to me. Um, they should not be in the bubble. You know, they should have just stayed at home. Um, that's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm excited about that. I feel like there's too much money in football to not have a football season.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be difficult, though. Like the sheer. We've talked about it before on this podcast. The amount of people that's going to be involved with the team. Just from a numbers perspective, the amount of people on the field is astronomical. I mean, it's one of the few sports where you also see a lot of the production crew on the field. Just because there's so many people involved in producing the games.
Yeah.
So it will be fascinating. I miss football very much, we saw our last game as the Washington Redskins were now the Washington football team. What are your thoughts on that, Colin?
Uh, it's hard, right? Because I feel like I'm on the side of whatever. Just let this name go. Let's get a new name. Let's start fresh. Um, Redskins never meant anything, derogatory to me or any of my friends. Um, I loved the team growing up, and I understand that it does offend people and it's hurt some people and it doesn't hurt everybody. Um, and we've talked about this. You and I are both ready to move on, just get a new name, um, and get away from all the generalized Native American themes. I don't want warriors and I don't want to kick the can down the road, as you said on our last podcast. I'm ready to move on. But at the same time, god damn, the Washington football team? What? What is that?
Yeah.
We are a joke. The Washington football team. Everybody's making fun of us. LeBron James tweeting it. I mean, everybody. Crying, laughing face all over the sports world. It's just ridiculous. And I get it. We're not good at making decisions as an organization. We're not good at that. So I get it, like ripping all the Redskins memorabilia down in the stadium, changing the name. It's a humongous process, and hopefully this amount of time allows them to pick a name that resonates with the community and the city and that people are happy about and that we don't regret 2 months later and why did we rush and pick the Warthogs? That's terrible. Because that's the other side of the equation, Nick, that we must remember. For as bad as the Washington football team is, what was the alternative? I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? It's embarrassing though, all around. It's a terrible name. The
I'm
football team.
I couldn't be more disappointed in you, Colin. The Washington football team, this is fantastic. Colin, you don't like to buy jerseys. You don't want to spend so much money on such a piece of clothing. Now is the time to celebrate in great jubilation. The time of reckoning is upon us. All of those 99-cent and Dollar Tree purchases are coming into effect. Do you know how many Washington football team shirts I had before this? At least 45 in a nice box in my mom's basement. I am sitting on a gold mine now, Colin. Generic is in. We're not going to offend anybody. We're just going to say what we are, the Washington football team. I'm serious. Hey, why don't we change our name to the Washington Football Podcast, huh? We'll be closer. We'll be more affiliated with the team than ever before.
I know. We got to change our name sooner or later. It's not like we're trying to hang on to it. We were awaiting the transition so that we could transition. Since it's the team that we cover. But now that we're in this purgatory, we're stuck in limbo here. Yeah, it's something to talk about. I don't know. I'd like to get a little feedback from the fans, although I'm sure most of them are, keep it Redskins, don't ever relent.
I know. But see, here's my thing. I'm not interested in having that conversation anymore because that's not the present that we're in, right?
No.
We're now nothing, and now we're the Washington football team. Why couldn't we be the Washington Football Club? I thought Washington FC was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, the club has some kind of ring to it. You know?
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you might get a cocktail out of it and you might be watching at the beach or something. I like club. Team? Very pedestrian.
Yeah. You know? It's like, hey, let's bring in our lineman. This is Curly here. Curly, what's going on? Hello. Who do you play for, Curly? Washington football team. Okay. What do you like? Football. Okay, thanks, Curly. Take care, buddy. He'll be perfect.
Right? Yeah. Like in the end zone, is it going to say team? Are they going to
Maybe it'll just have footballs. Team? You know?
All right. I know we're shitting on it hard, but how do you like the uniforms? Do you like the number on the side of the helmet? I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and for anybody who didn't hear what that is, the logo on the side of the helmet's going to be in gold. It's going to be the number of the player, which I'm all for it, Colin. I think that's actually pretty classic, pretty cool. I'm into it.
Yeah, it's got kind of an Alabama vibe, and they win a lot of games. So
that's true. And most of our players are familiar with wearing that kind of helmet.
Yeah.
A winning helmet with the number on the side.
Yeah, so that's cool. Maybe we can do...
Can we do the sticker thing?
Yeah.
Can we bring that?
Yeah.
I'm in.
We should. We really should, because they need something fun. Especially if it's just going to be pinstripes in the end zone there. Like the slanted Nittany Lions, Notre Dame. It could be. We'll see. I don't know. I guess that's the reality that we're living in. It's going to take a while for this process to happen, so all right, I guess we're going to have a temporary name for this year. Did it have to be team?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, the name thing is a whole fiasco. It just seems the whole thing has been shoddy from start to finish, you know? Like with all these things coming up of people registering trademarks and trying to get the rights to all these team names and team ideas and concepts, it's a mess, you know? Yeah. It also is this like weird popularity contest now, it seems, on social media. You know, like for some reason, Dan Snyder, who hasn't really listened to fans ever, is suddenly going to be like, you know what, I've heard everybody, and for Thanksgiving, I'd like to everybody come to my house and vote on the team name. It's our team together. as a unit. We're a family. That's not Dan
That
Snyder.
was Trump. That was
Well,
like a nasally Trump. You've now equated Trump with Dan Snyder, which I understand the
oh
connection.
no.
Yeah, they're one and the same, really. You know?
That wasn't intentional.
They're one and the same. Everyone hates them. Or you love them. Yeah, Dan Snyder. Boy, he's
Are there any
just.
names you like out there, right? A Washington football team aside, that's what we're going to be for a year. Okay, that's fine. You got any you like? What's your team? Who's your number one?
I do like the Red Tails. I do. I will say I do have a couple concerns. Um, can we represent that group of people with integrity and any kind of dignity and pride? When they asked a group of red tails who are all about 100 years old now, and if you don't know what they are, I guess you could catch up on Disney Plus with the Cuba Gooding Jr. movie. Um, I really like his brother Omar Gooding Jr. a little more. I'd watch some Smart Guy if I were you. That show holds up. You can catch up on that. These were World War II aviators, the Tuskegee Air Group. They were all black aviators fighting in World War II. So, can we represent that group with pride and to do it right? I think there's probably a little concern with any kind of representing people at this point. So I have my doubts about that. I don't know. I don't think we need to fit red into it. I'd be okay moving on. I'm definitely down to keep the colors and the scheme of that. Nick, I know our friend Sam at Redskin Insider, who is now the Red Wolves Den. He's all about, my man Sam is all about the Red Wolves, baby. And I know you've got some qualms about that one. You're not a fan.
Look, the Red Wolves are already a team,
Uh-huh.
okay? There's the first thing, okay? If you name yourself the Red Wolves after somebody has named themselves the Red Wolves, guess what you are? You're the Red Wolves Jr., right? You're Red Wolves the second. But you're probably not even that. You might be Red Wolves the third or
Who
Red
else
Wolves
is
the
the Red
fourth.
Wolves?
Huh?
Who else is Red Wolves?
I believe there is an Arkansas College University.
What? The Red Wolves?
I think so.
No.
I think so. I can't touch my computer right now, but
Arkansas Razorbacks?
right, that's the Arkansas Razorbacks. But there should be a Red Wolves college team.
Really? Like Division Two or something?
Uh,
Interesting. I don't know.
so
There's only
there's-
20 Red Wolves left, Nick. They're gonna all go extinct before we even pick the name, which is
yeah,
embarrassing.
but come on, like the Red Wolves. We gotta move on from animals, okay? We're more creative than that. We can get more imaginative than
What
that,
do you got?
right?
Fruit, vegetable?
Bears, wolves, lions, Seahawks, eagles, dolphins. Right? Come on.
But that's the trouble, right? You start representing a race of people, and,
That's true.
and then this is where it gets you.
I will say I'm a Red Tails fan
I
too.
like the Red Tails.
I also have concerns about our organization honoring people in the best way possible. A lot of people have come at me still about the name, talking about the efforts that the Washington organization did on reservations and really trying to connect with the people. And I think that is admirable, and it definitely needs to be included in the conversation, right? And I think to neglect that is to really bend the argument one way.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't know the lasting benefits, the true relationship ties that were there. Did we just come to a presentation and give some money? Or did we build these systemic, organizational relationships that feed each other, that were sustainable? Why am I going off on this little tangent is because Red Tails is I worry that we're not going to be giving it the dignity and honor that it deserves, because it is a very prestigious group of airmen and women.
Well, what the hell would give you that idea, Nick?
Well, I mean, it's not a Washington football team problem, but the thing we've skirted around this whole podcast is the
No.
sexual harassment
Did you say
allegations going on.
skirted around?
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some things going around.
Yeah.
If you've had your head in the sand. 15 women have come forward accusing different colleagues of the Washington football team organization of sexual harassment. And they've let a handful of people go, including Larry Michaels, who was the voice of the Washington Redskins when it comes to radio for several years. And he did preseason games. Yeah, I mean, there's no denying. It's like, I don't know one person that's argued back yet. And maybe that's just because I've been separating myself lately because it's just a goddamn shit show. But I haven't heard one person be like, no way that happened. No way. Like, everyone's like, yeah, that probably happened. And can Dan Snyder be involved so he can get the hell out? Like, I don't know any fan on any side of the political spectrum or the name debate or anywhere that's like, yeah, Dan Snyder, he's completely innocent and we're a great organization and these women are just looking for attention. No.
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 His comment to the universe, and if you haven't read his public statement, wasn't too
Weak.
great.
It was weak.
Yeah. It was. There was no apology. It was just said that type of behavior should not be tolerated in any workplace or personal life whatsoever. The Washington, organization stands by those beliefs and will, remedy the situation.
Yeah. Max Kellerman said those are just words, and it's hard to argue that. I don't agree with that guy all the time, but I can't argue with that. As a fan who's seen Dan Snyder in action from the very beginning, we all know, all this drama, all this crap, all this stuff starts from the top down, and he's the top. Emily Applegate, she came forward publicly, and she sat right outside Bruce Allen's office. She said, there's no way he didn't know. She could see him crying. She interacted with him. It's just, it goes on and on. I mean, there's a glass staircase. Guys were looking up women's skirts. This is 5th grade logic. This is, you're down on the blacktop. Hey, excuse me, Miss Perry, can you come over here? I hurt myself. I need your help. It's like, Jake Wagner did that, by the way, growing up. I'll throw him out there right now. And it was hilarious as a 5th grader. I love telling that story. Jake Wagner, if you're listening, cheers. But you grow up, you get out of 5th grade, and you don't do that shit.
And you're not in leadership of a multi-million-dollar organization. Yeah. You also you not to make, it's hard to make light. You shouldn't make light on this, but you said she saw him crying, and
Right.
and that, I think, is even that is funny that she could see Bruce Allen crying in his office, because we're all hoping that he was doing that, but not Emily Apple.
Yeah. No, he could see her crying. Yeah, I'd like to know if it was the other way around at some point, because he probably was crying because he was doing such a shitty job. It's not only embarrassing, but it's disgusting, and it's just a shame. And the worst part about it, I agree, it feels like Dan Snyder's words are just very hollow. And I just, yeah, it's like I'm fearful about the name change, because he's the leader in charge. And he can say that it's going to be different, but it's hard to trust.
if you're going to own the team and you're going to flout your ownership, you need to own every part of it, right? That's kind of what Mark Cuban came out about. Same thing happened with the
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks, right? The
Yeah.
sexual harassment allegations. He took ownership of it. Even though it wasn't him doing the actions, he took that on. He said, I need to be accountable for what's going on in my organization. Dan Snyder, I think, just likes to have the name ownership, the title ownership, right? He likes to see that on his desk. He likes people to, bow and grovel to him when he goes by. But he never, time and time again, whatever happens, whether they bungle contracts, whether they sexually harass some of their female staff, whether the cheerleader scandal, whatever, we can go down the line a million times. There's just never this accountability. There's this real stubborn defiance that he is impenetrable. That's what's precipitated the erosion of this fan base and this organization. So far, there were no longer anything other than the punching line on national media as the Washington football team.
Yeah. It's embarrassing on a multitude of levels, this being the most serious and sincere of them. I mean, no. I know this is happening in other organizations here and there, but to this scale, it's not. We are the pit. We are the bottom of organizations in the sports world. It's absolutely embarrassing, from the name to these allegations to just the play on the field. It's hit absolute rock bottom. I couldn't see how it could go down any further, and it just keeps tumbling down into this rabbit hole of hell. It's unbelievably embarrassing. And you're right. The worst part is that it feels like our community is being torn up and torn in different directions because of political beliefs and political correctness and thoughts on that. It's insane. It's sad.
Okay. So Dan Snyder calls you and says, Collin, I just heard your live stream. I'd like you to be the voice of the Washington football team. What do you say to him? You in?
How much?
How much?
I would really have to question the parameters of, like, well, what what am I allowed to say? Because the fun part about this podcast is that we can be honest and real with each other, and real with the community about what we believe. We don't have to really tailor ourselves to be anything. And I gotta say that part is very fun and makes this worthwhile. So yeah, I don't know.
So Dan, you call me. I'll hammer out the negotiations. All right, I'll get Collin on board. We just got to be smooth on the details. That's all. So give us a call. Yeah, and we'll be changing our name.
That's how they get you, right? They box you into this lifestyle. That's how it all starts with this harassment stuff. You want to be a part of something great. You keep your mouth shut for a little bit here and there, and then look what's happening. All right. Some good news, some wild news. Alex Smith is cleared by his doctors to resume participating in football activity. Wow. Holy hell. It's already happened before minicamp. Nick, where are you on this? Are you like, yeah, great. Can he start? Are you excited? I'm proud of him. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's up there. It's amazing.
Proud for him, happy for him. Look, we've talked about how Haskins is the future of this franchise and is going to need to be and step up. And all indicators, from everybody is that he's making great strides and things are progressing. That being said, Alex Smith is a veteran that has always handled himself with class and prestige. I've only seen the trailer to his documentary, but you've told me multiple times how inspirational it was for you. If he can get on the field And if he can legitimately compete and either create competition for Dwayne Haskins, which pushes him to greater heights,
Yeah.
or that he's taking some snaps. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying that. Taking some snaps on the field. If he can do it and he feels he wants to, I'm not going to sit there and worry like I did with Jordan Reed playing. He's earned the right to do what he wants to do because he's come back from death to do it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. It's awesome. There's no way that. I mean, if anything else, we need his leadership around the organization right now. Unless there's something that I don't know about the guy. I mean, he seems like an absolute stand-up guy. So um, I'm all for having Alex hang around our organization as much as he wants and rub off some of that good juju to the team, to Haskins, to Dan Snyder, and the rest of the management.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we absolutely
Alex,
need every good
advise
story,
Dan.
every bit of positivity we can have right now.
Alex, get in Dan's ear. I mean, what a great mentor maybe for Dan. Maybe Alex Smith is really getting paid all this money so that he can help teach Dan how to deal with adversity when people don't want you and when all you're doing is winning and doing good things for the organization or trying. Maybe Alex Smith is just going to be Dan's friend. I'm all for it, Alex.
Yeah, maybe he can reach him on that yacht in the south of France right now. I don't know. It's good to
Uh,
see. Good to see for Alex Smith. And Alex is a competitive guy. I'm sure he'll be in no time he'll be trying to climb that depth chart.
Sure. And who knows who it's going to be for, right? And let me say, if it is going to be for the Red Wolves, if that's the name that somehow wins, that Dan Snyder decides he wants to involve, fan feedback, I hope at least that they'll take it seriously and consider Ric Flair doing a lot of the charges and the leads. I want to see Ric Flair doing a Red Wolf howl. I
There
think
you
that could
go.
be fun.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Nick, do you got anything else for us today on the agenda?
Uh, I don't think so. I don't think so. Other than I could take us out with the Red Tails, the Red Tails war cry.
All right, let's hear your vote for the Red Tails here.
Okay.
I want to
Well,
see this.
before we get into the song, okay, the Red Tails, fantastic. Flyovers, the military involvement in Washington, D.C., honoring a group of African Americans, Black Lives Matter, especially with the way that the NFL is going. You could have all sorts of cool little pilot gifts and special promotions and giveaways. Maybe you have the pilot hat, you give away red tail goggles. Look, the merchandise possibilities are going to be endless. The puns, the opportunities for all that, fantastic, right? Now's the time to really reinvent what is the fan experience for this Washington football team. I think the Red Tails are exciting. They're fun. They incorporate this sort of, peril over the sky. You could involve the Blue Angels at some point in times. We need a little pizzazz. We need a little magicality going on over there at Ashburn. So, with that being said, I think the Red Tails, it's a slam dunk, but is Dan Snyder known for making slam dunks? No, he's not. So,
No. No.
yeah.
TBD. HTBD. Yeah. Yeah.
HTTTBD.
Yeah, I'm into the Red Tails. I like it. I mean, the point is, if we can get through this as an organization and the NFL doesn't just disband us, I'll be rooting for whatever name we pick. I'll be rooting for the team, and I'll be rooting that we can do better than whatever the hell has been happening the last 25 years. uh, as a Redskin fan. Yeah. Jesus. Well,
Right. Yeah. I'll take us out with this song then, shall we?
oh please, I'm waiting. I'm
All
resting
right.
now.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, please put your hands together for the Washington football team. No, 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 no. The Washington Red Tails. Life is like... Oh, let's try the key change again. Life is like a hurricane here in D.C. Traffic, football, government. It's a shit show. Who runs it is a mystery. Can we rewrite history? Red Tails, woo! Atlanta every day. They're out there winning. Red Tails, woo! There you go. Red Tails!
Hey, I'm into it. Turn up the heat on the Red Tails. I know you're competing here with Sam and the Red Wolves, so you better keep singing songs. You better start protesting, getting out in the streets, hollering and hooting about the Red Tails.
Okay.
All right. As always, guys, please let us know your thoughts on the name change and what you would like to be, where your first vote is. You can find us on RedskinsHangover.com as of now, as we look to transition our own name. And you know where to find us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. For Collin shooting LA, Nick Webster, New York. See you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. This was fun.
Red Tails, woo! See, you get the whole stadium doing it. All 12 cardboard cutouts.
Now, are you gonna have to copyright? You're gonna have to get a press release or a permission from DuckTales. That's gonna be costly. Dan Snyder, he don't like to put out a lot of money.
Maybe we could just get the naming rights. The old DuckTales, Red Tails Stadium.
Nick, we can't get the naming rights for any of these names, let alone a song. Because some guy gobbled them up. Genius.